Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. This is something that some people have requested. This is what the $250 from Walmart for 6 months of emergency food looks like. I went out and I just ordered this last week, and it came in within 48 hours, which is good. I'm not sponsored or anything, or I don't gain kickbacks from Walmart or anything like that. So, but this is just the cheapest way to do this. What you're looking in front of you is you're looking at 7 20-pound bags of rice over on your left there, and then over on your right you're looking at 9 8-pound bags of pinto beans. Now they actually started selling 20-pound bags of pinto beans, and it'd be a little bit cheaper if you went that route. I kind of like the smaller bags just because, but you could save a few bucks doing that if you're buying this much. And then you got your chicken bouillon over there, 7.5 pounds of chicken bouillon. That's kind of necessary if you're going to eat rice and beans. You're going to need some flavoring in there. Plus, the salt is going to be really useful to you if you're working outside, that kind of thing. Now, in the center is the chunk chicken breast. You got 6 packs of 12 cans. So as I said before, that works out to being like 1 can per just under 3 days. So you kind of have to figure out how you're going to spread that out, whether you're just going to have like a real special meal or a real special a couple meals, like a special day every 3 days, or however you want to split that up. But you can cut the price from about $250 down to like $125-ish just by getting the bigger bags of pinto beans, and then you can just cut out the chicken. Now, that will leave you a little bit lower on calories and everything like that, so it wouldn't be a perfect 6-month nutritional method, but if you got to do that, then that's better than nothing. But this is for one person. Gives you 2,000 calories of rice and beans, and then the chicken is bonus calories on top of that. You're going to need to supplement this with just greens, foraging, dandelions, and other greens out there to kind of make sure you don't get like scurvy or anything like that. Really advise picking up some multivitamins to go along with this as well. You can just get the cheap multivitamins out there, and it's only a few more bucks, and you can get like 6 months supply for 10-15 bucks, maybe something like that. So really suggest that. The animal protein, though, will really fill in some of the nutritional deficiencies that you're going to have and things you're going to need. So that's why I really like having the chicken in there, is because you're going to need the protein. And the pinto beans give you that protein, but it doesn't give you a lot of the micronutrition. A lot of the you can look it up, right? Pinto beans and rice are very, very basic building blocks. They give you they cover the big broad basis of proteins and amino acids that you need, but there's a lot of small things that you still need, which you can supplement with a multivitamin, and also just protein. Animal protein will actually fill in some of those building blocks. So this is what it looks like. I kind of hesitated on it because, show us what 6 months long-term food storage looks like. Friends, this is what it looks like, but I really, really urge you to figure out what it looks like by doing it yourself. If you can't afford $125 per person in your family for some food security, preferably spending the $250 to get this. As you can see, if you leave the cans on the cardboard and shrink wrap, you can stack them pretty easily. And then you can stack these bags of rice and those pinto beans. If you're somewhere where the rodents can't get at them, you can just stack them just like that. But preferably rodent-proof them would be a great idea. Make sure you do freeze the beans and the rice, particularly the rice, before you put it up for storage. Preferably put these things, open up these bags and dump them into Mylar, and then seal up the Mylar and preferably put those into a bin or into individual 5-gallon buckets. That's the best way to go. But if you need to jump out there and actually start moving, don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. If you don't have at least 6 months stored up right now, I strongly urge you to move. Do something. This is not an expensive insurance policy. You are paying how much per month for insurance on your car? You're paying how much for each month for renter's insurance? You're paying how much insurance on your cell phone? Okay? A lot of you out there are spending a lot of money on cell phones that you could really par that down and you would have plenty of money to buy some long-term food storage. Okay? You can use this long-term food storage if you rotate it to bring down your food bills. Okay? So this isn't money that's going into a hole somewhere. This is just going into your rotation. You're going to have to buy food anyway, right? And this is really, really cheap food. If you need to get your debts cut down so you're paying less on interest, eat rice and beans. Okay? You don't have to do it every day, but if you do it regularly, that will start to bring down your food cost significantly. All right? So this is El Cheapo. You can get nicer stuff if you want to go with black beans. Oh, they are much more tasty, I think. Or you want to go with red beans, like for like a chili kind of thing. Oh, those are nice and tasty. And believe me, I have some of that too. But this is basic. We talk about food shortages here, and I hope that moves you to action. I know a lot of you on this channel are watching and you haven't taken many steps at all. Some of you have taken a lot of steps and you watch this channel to hear about when all your preparations are going to be necessary. And I understand that. I'm right there with you. I've watched a whole bunch of channels. I'm always chomping at the bit to go, when is all my preparations going to be necessary? When am I going to be out of time to prepare? And I understand that, and I do my best to keep getting that information out to you. But if you haven't moved yet, please move. Please take steps today to secure your family and buy some insurance, food insurance. Things are going to get ugly soon. All right. Hopefully that's fearful enough that it moves you to action, but hopefully when you take those steps, you will feel so in control. When you have food like this and you look at it and go, I can just not go to the grocery store for 6 months. That's an awesome feeling. When you see stuff hitting the fan on the news, you can say, not my problem. I can stay home. Okay? Every area of your life where you take back control, you don't have to be afraid. Okay? You need to get right with God. You need to have good relationships with other people around you. And you need to be self-sufficient or have your needs taken care of. Check those 3 off and you will sleep well at night. If you check off that first one, I think you'll sleep just well at night as it is. But spoiled relationships are pretty rough. Hopefully your relationships are in place too. And hopefully now or very soon you're going to get squared away some of your needs like food. Get your shelter under your control, buying a house or squirreling away enough money that you can pay your rent or whatever that looks like. Get some extra income, get some kind of side gig or other job that you know you'll never be fired from, that you have control, that you will certainly have that income. Then you know that can pay your rent bill. And that's huge. You need to take back control. You can't be living upon the whims of other people. What happens if the government cuts your check smaller this month just because? What happens if the government goes bankrupt? What happens if your company goes bankrupt and then you start cutting people's positions? Are you essential? If you're not, you need to find some way to become essential. And by starting your own business, you're essential to you, so you're never going to fire you, right? Or get to working for somebody who cares about you or someone who really needs you, okay? That's my advice. This is what 6 months looks like. Again, I'm recommending 6 months plus another 6 months is the goal, plus your 3 months rotating food pantry. So that would be a total of 1 year and 3 months worth of food. 3 months in your rotating pantry, 1 year like this in your long-term food storage. That's my recommendation for what I'm seeing coming, and then also start looking at how to grow food if you need to. Those pinto beans on the right, you can plant those pinto beans. That's an interesting thing, right? You can plant those pinto beans, and you can grow more pinto beans. All right. God bless you all. Have a great week.